Bex and cooking up.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered.
Ayo, Vexo.
What would you say to someone who's unsure about using Shopify?
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. It's my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water all bad like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Why do I have an echo? What? Never mind. I fixed it. Burn live, y'all. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers. I read, keeping underage off of social media, killing myself for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a conversation. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another show. Welcome, man. Shout out to Rumble, shout out to X, shout out to Facebook, shout out to YouTube. Yeah, shout out to those groups that are holding it down. I don't even know how to start this show off today because, man, I want to talk about some things that are important. I want to get into some certain topics and stuff, but I'm gonna get into them. But first and foremost, I want to give a little vent to those out there who looking at life and look at politics as a curse. Everybody out there that watches my show who don't like politics, who can't get into it, understand that as long as you stay out of it, cool. But understand every day you stay out of it, you're still in it no matter what. You are involved with politics every day, no matter what you do. I want you to know that. And me over here, I'm over here to learn with you every day as we grow this channel and we grow and learning and discovering what it is that has us like it is about these channels, or about the Democratic Party, or about the Republican Party, about the independents, about a liberal, about anything. I'm just here to bring a picture. Now, I paint the picture. You can see one thing compared to somebody else. I want to get that first and foremost out the way. Shout out to them. For people out there that watch my show who feel like they need help, they need a lending hand, they need a voice, they feel like they're not being heard, I definitely want to be out here and I want to help you out. I want to be that friend. I want to show you that, yes, you have somebody out here for you and foremost. I just want to be that friend for anybody out there. Please message me. Please look me up and let's get into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, Piers Morgan, which is a UK libertarian person or congressperson, he does American shows. He goes on there, he gets celebrities, he talk about very, very strict issues and stuff that's going on. So recently, Ben Shapiro and Tom McAbee are number one on the billboards for a song called Facts. I played the song a couple of days ago. I thought it was funny. It was also educational, and it was to also prove a point. So they proved a point. And the dude said in the song, "I'm here to piss you off." Well, he actually pissed off somebody, and they went on television to talk about it. And not only did they went on a television and talk about it, they brought Vlad too. And Vlad is another person that's in the hip hop community. And they feel like, hell, I don't want to tell you how they felt. I want to show you how they felt. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really that deep. I'm going to show you how they felt. So without further ado, I am going to get into this, and we're going to show this. We're going to start the show. Let's get into it. And I am back. I'm sorry for the little corruption on the internet. I hope that it fixes itself. But this is it right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is it right here. This is the conversation that I want to talk about. I want us to discuss. I want us to get into. I think this probably be a little bit better. I want us to get into. This is really intriguing of what you're going to hear, and I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna break it down, and we're going to discuss. And if you feel how you feel, 2 thumbs up to you. And if you don't feel how you feels, you might understand where I come from with some of my disagreement, and you might not disagree. It's up to you. So let's get into this.
Transformation into a rap heavyweight yesterday. And today I'm joined by the artist who actually crafted the song, Tom McDonald. So Tom, well, first of all, congratulations on this runaway smash hit. You're actually entitled to celebrate it because you are a bona fide rapper. Ben, I'm not quite so convinced by. Maybe a one-hit wonder.
Okay, this ain't it. This is the guy that made the song. Okay, that's who made the song. My bad. I thought this was it, actually.
Galaxy AI is here. It's a new era of innovation, of endless possibilities.
Well, this begs the question,
Well, it's happened before. I've had.
Hold on. You know what? I think that is it. I just had to go further down.
Well, this begs the question, has hip-hop gone woke? I spoke to Ben about his unlikely trend. So, appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Pierce.
Okay, we heard from Tom, but now let's hear from the hip-hop establishment. Joining me now from New York is the highly respected rapper Talib Kweli, who also co-hosts the Midnight Miracle podcast with Dave Chappelle, and the DJ and digital media mogul DJ Vlad. Well, a very high-powered panel to respond. So let me start with you then, Talib. You and I have locked horns before on Twitter, as it used to be.
Yeah, you used to try me on Twitter.
I think we both like to express ourselves forcefully, and absolutely no problem in doing that. What is your objection to this song?
Well, first of all, forgive my voice because I'm coming off tour. My voice sounds a little scratchy.
Forgive it.
I want
Sounds
to
pretty cool,
congratulate Tom. Okay, cool. I want to congratulate Tom McDonald on his journey in sobriety because that's very important to note. That part of his story is about his journey in sobriety. I do think it's very cowardly and very racist to blame hip hop for his addiction. As if white people don't have addiction issues. That's first and foremost. But if we're going to talk about the song Facts with Ben Shapiro, let's have a facts versus feelings conversation, which is something that Ben Shapiro always says. The hook of the song is "This ain't rap," which I agree with. It's not rap. It's not hip hop. Has nothing to do with rap. Pierce, you're wrong. The song has nothing to do with rap. This song, he says, money, cars, clothes. We ain't selling drugs. We ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns. We ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs and your daughters into hoes. This is not facts. He completely erased all conscious hip hop. You see, I got this shirt from Tribe Called Quest, one of the greatest rap groups of all time. He erased what I do. He erased what my people do. And most of my friends don't rap about those things. Tom is lying about rap.
Well, yeah, but hang on. Okay, all right. Yeah, but hang on. I don't think he's saying all rappers do. He made a point of saying he doesn't mean all rappers or all hip hop stars. But there's no doubt some do. There's no doubt some do that.
He made a point, of course. And there's some country music artists and some heavy metal artists that participate in violent and sexual content. But I would never make a song, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't specify that he meant some rap in the song. He specified that on your show when you question him. But on the song, he's saying, I'm trying to be offensive and I'm hoping to upset people. So guess what? As a black man who does hip hop, I'm offended. If you were trying to offend me, well, then you did it.
So, when women, I'm not going to go into color, or when black women get assaulted, let's go into color there. When black women get assaulted in music, sexualized, demonized, you don't see him protesting against that. When somebody else outside of the black race say they don't like the music that's getting put out, which freedom of speech, everybody has a freedom of speech, you have a problem. Now, he wanted controversy, but he said things that wasn't degrading. He didn't degrade nobody. He didn't put down nobody. He put down the culture of rap nowadays. He put down the juveniles, the TIs. You know what I'm saying? He Charleston White the situation. If anybody know who Charleston White is, which I expect people do.
A good job to claim that rap or art is a cause of violence and or cause of addiction in his life is irresponsible and hypocritical. When a bomb drops in a nation, it falls on the just and the unjust. I watched a movie called Oppenheimer last night about a white man who made an atomic bomb that dropped on Japanese people because another white man genocided 6 million Jewish people.
I just want to point this out. He's going to talk about the color aspect of this. It's always the color. Now, if somebody went up to him, if I went up to Kweli, like, Kweli, so, you know, Jim Crow was funded by the Democratic Party, was funded by funded by Obama, funded by Joe Biden, funded by anybody that ran in the Democratic Party. But therefore, black folks are funding the main thing that keep them locked up. Just want to point that out.
Killers of the Flower Moon is a great movie about a white men who go and pillage and steal from Native American people. Yesterday, a Trump fan from Philly decapitated his father because his father was voting for Joe Biden. That's like vanilla ISIS. You can't tell me that in the culture that he claims that he stands for, that there's no violence and sex. You can't tell me that. Anyone who supports Trump, like Tom McDonald does in his music, after Trump's mugshot, after January 6th, after this man has been indicted for rape and has 91 felonies, you can't.
Notice how he said, I want to go back because I want y'all to really pay attention to everything that Trump's is allegedly accused for, but not convicted. Allegedly accused for, but not convicted. Okay, that's the main thing. And you see, he got his notes. I love a person with notes.
Anyone who supports Trump, like Tom McDonald does in his music, after Trump's mugshot, after January 6th, after this man has been indicted for rape and has 91 felonies, you can't tell me about Blue Lives Matter. You can't tell me that you're about law and order. You're being a hypocrite.
Okay, powerful words. DJ Vlad, you've been sitting there patiently. What do you make of all this?
I mean, I agree somewhat with Talib Kweli, who's also a friend of mine. The problem is that when you talk about rap and you want to talk about the gangster lyrics, the violent lyrics, the drug lyrics, when you look at rap as a whole, when you look at the biggest rappers in the world right now, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, these guys aren't rapping about drugs. They're not talking about violence. They're not talking about, beating women or whatever else.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Those three main rappers that he talked about, Kendrick Lamar talks about how he used to sell dope back in the hood. Drake battles every black person who seems to catch up with him in the charts or threatens to put hands on him. He tried to ruin their career by dissing them on a song. So yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And I think a lot of times when you have these songs that try to generalize these types of things, it oversimplifies things and it gives rap in general a bad name. So it's kind of annoying. And, listening to the song, on face value, it doesn't sound like he's really saying anything wrong. But a lot of times when you have these sort of white supremacist type of sayings, like, for example, all lives matter, from the out.
I know, y'all. I know. See, this is why I want the white community to stand up. How is he gonna saying all out? This is a white man that's knocking out his own white community, saying that y'all don't matter. I can't believe I'm up here defending the white people. I mean, I'm not defending nobody. I'm defending all lives, like he's finna say. But is we really, white people, y'all really let him say that. And y'all didn't get on his case. Y'all didn't tweet that. Where's the TikTok Karen people? I need y'all to hashtag TikTok as a bunch of Karens, y'all.
White supremacist type of sayings, like, for example, all lives matter. You know, from the outside looking in, of course, all lives matter. But it's really a shot at Black Lives Matter and kind of trying to undermine that type of thing. So I really don't.
When you undermine Black Lives Matter that did nothing for black people at all, 0 point blank, did not even give them a voice. Didn't give them a paycheck, didn't give them a voice, didn't give them 400 acres and a mule. And we learned yesterday, for people that are watching today, because I understand that don't nobody go back and watch my videos, understandable, cool. But yesterday we learned that 40 acres and a mule came from Abraham Lincoln and got taken away from a Democratic white man. Just want to put that out there since everybody want to get racist and shit.
Like, you know, what we call in hip hop sneak dissing. And I feel the song has a lot of sneak dissing.
Tully, would it be fair to say that hip hop has moved to a, you know, for want of a better word, a better place? That the biggest stars no longer want to rap about stuff that caused all the offense, and actually it's changed. Is that accurate?
See, I don't think that this should be a conversation with 3 white people and 1 black person about the state of hip hop and a referendum on hip hop. I think that's the.
So nobody think that's racist. Everybody think that's okay that he said that out loud. I don't think these white people are allowed to talk about hip hop. What the fudge? Can I ask y'all a question? Is black people allowed to talk about basketball then? Because, okay, who created basketball? It sure wasn't a black man. It was created by a white man that black people dominate. When is we gonna grow in America as a group, as just civilized people, instead of pointing where black folks, black people are always gonna point their fingers at the white folks. So white people, I feel sorry for y'all. And if a civil war broke out because white people got tired of black people pointing a finger at them, because not this generation right here, but 20 years on down the road, white people gonna get sick and tired of this shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna be an old motherfucker. I'm like, I told you. And I'm gonna end up getting beat up, jumped, killed, and murdered over a civil war over something that I been protesting about. I'm like, y'all need to read my dialogue. I'm in the middle. I'm for blacks and whites, Mexicans and Asians, and anybody legally here. But that what he just said. Come on, man. Let me rewind it one more time for y'all.
Is that accurate?
See, I don't think that this should be a conversation with 3 white people and 1 black person about the state of hip hop and a referendum on hip hop. I think that's the wrong direction to go. One more thing I'm gonna say about Donald Trump is that Tom McDonald is an immigrant. Donald Trump just said immigrants are poisoning our blood here in America. Donald Trump uses white nationalist rhetoric from Mein Kampf and Hitler all the time, and this guy is a supporter of his.
Yeah,
this song is called Facts.
Hang on. Listen, you can have your views about Donald Trump. That's fine. And by the way, you can say.
No, I said I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
No,
I'm done with that. That's why I was going to the song.
I get it, but the idea that I'm not allowed to, or DJ Vlad isn't allowed to comment about hip hop or rap is ridiculous.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
that. He basically said it.
Nobody's watching this show, so I can't rewind this. And see, that's why he need to rewind and say, so you just say, I don't think this conversation need to be happening with 3 white people and 1 black person. He said that. We not even finna go rewind because we know, because I played it twice.
Vlad, no, I didn't. Let me be clear. DJ Vlad is a controversial figure in our culture. A lot of people accuse him of being a culture vulture. That is not a criticism that I personally agree with, although I do understand the argument. I work with, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I've done more songs with white rappers than any rapper you can name, any black rapper you can name. My next singles feature Mac Miller, rest in peace. I've worked with Macklemore. I've worked with R.A. the Rugged Man. There's no problem with white people in hip hop. There's a problem with racist white people in hip hop. And Tom McDonald's song is racist and is factually incorrect. And I could break down what's factually incorrect in the song Facts, and I could break down how Ben Shapiro started his career by saying rap isn't music. So you got somebody featured on your song who tweeted in 2019, fact, rap isn't music, and if you think it is, you're stupid. Well, that person is clearly not an anti-racist, intelligent person. Tom McDonald owes the hip-hop community an apology for putting someone on a song that in 2009, writing for a white nationalist site, Breitbart, wrote an article.
He dissed, okay, Ben Shapiro has dissed rap and rap lyrics for the last 3 years any good chance he get. Him and Nicki Minaj go at it on a rap battle any chance they get. Any chance they get. Now, when he say he doesn't feel like white people doesn't do nothing, black people are starting to own music. They own their own rights. They getting into the game. They putting out this beautiful music, and they getting their own rituals. And I watched an episode yesterday, which y'all are going to make me pull it up right now, because I know it's going to be kind of hard for me to find. But yet again, I think y'all need to hear this, and not from my mouth, from the person that did the research. Let me go to my history. I know it's going to be a long little search. Come on now. It's going to be a long little search, but this going to be worth it. Now, this search right here is going to be worth it because this person is a black man. He's an entrepreneur. He came in the game. Jesus. He came into the game. And he did a lot. Ooh, it didn't even take me long to even get here. Thank you so much. And he came into the game, you know what I'm saying, got his credentials and stuff like that. Made millions. Put billions into the record.
To our first topic, I want to remind.
But yet again, I just want y'all to see it for yourself, because this shocked the shit out of me. I was like, oh shit. So when you got black people, like dude said, that there's white people can't get in and black people in hip hop, but we put out the most disgusting music. And then you say you don't, but then I got proof like this right here, this story right here that she did about this man in the game, putting out Sexy Red. And if you listen to Sexy Red, one thumbs up for you. I don't care. That's up to you. But I would never have my kids ever listen to her.
And he is the person that I am more interested in. Here is a headline regarding Larry Jackson. He's celebrated, obviously. He's a black entrepreneur, and the Billboard headline reads, with Gamma, Larry Jackson is putting $1 billion to work for black culture. Here's another headline. This one is in Afro Tech News. It reads, Larry Jackson is on a mission to put $1 billion to work in favor of black culture with his startup Gamma. In favor of black culture. He's the face, by the way. More about him. He's the one who recently married Stephanie Shepard, Kim Kardashian's former assistant. So he's very much in the mix. He's very good friends with Oprah Winfrey, and the black community loves him, by the way. So many photos of him with artists, black artists. You know, Snoop Dogg loves him. He is celebrated by the black community. Not like me, you know, oh my gosh, God forbid Candace Owens calling this stuff out. This guy who is making an executive decision to distribute this music to the black community is a hero. And so I got even more interested in him. I just wanted to hear him talk. Man, I mean, maybe this is the kind of music that he grew up with and he loves it. Not the vibe I got. Here is him speaking to Ariana Huffington in an interview. Take a listen.
Have you ever had any mentors who helped you along this life journey, the things that we're discussing here?
Yeah, my mom and dad, first and foremost, they were the first, for sure. And still, my mom and dad immediately come to mind.
Because they helped you put things in perspective.
In the African American household, to have two parents who have been married for 45 years is a very unusual thing,
Yes.
and something that I really, find to be unique and special, and the spine and the backbone of my life. So their wisdom, and also like the freedom and the latitude that they gave me at such an early age. I don't even know why they even did really at all, but they did. Just to be me was the initial mentorship that I needed to really kind of get to the first few points that were pretty vital and important.
So what did we learn in that clip? Well, we learned that Larry Jackson came from a two-parent home, a stable household. Parents.
This is the guy that put out Sexy Red, some of the most disgusting music out there in the industry. This is some of the reason why Ted Dowdle put out the song Facts. This is why I play this. This is so y'all can get an understanding of why people believe that some of the stuff that's put out there is disgusting. We are disgusted with some of the things that are played. My mama generation still doesn't listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? There's some songs, Down, Down, Baby. There are a few songs. Not everybody, but the majority of rap is violence. Michael Irvin, the wide receivers for the Cowboys, the guys that be on, is it Fox? Is it Fox now? He on Fox Sports, Michael Irvin? Man, his son putting out rap music that he not even listening to it. That's what he said. Come on, y'all. This stuff is crazy to believe that everything is going to be all right. Oh, shit. So, okay. Just to throw out this, changing the subject real fast. It's real. No, I don't know how to do this. I guess Bad Boy 4 is coming out. You'll probably see a commercial during the Super Bowl. That's all. It just came across my little news feed. I thought that was interesting. This voting for blue stuff, this voting for red stuff is really crazy when it comes to the democratical aspect. When people use the word losing out on democracy, when you see it being documented on camera that democracy is really getting lost by the Democratic Party, when they're not giving you the option to vote, when they make you truly feel like your vote don't count. It's amazing how Republicans, you really don't hear too many Republicans or conservatives say that they feel like they vote don't count. But I hear a lot of people that are Democrats, that claim to be Democrats, that want to be Democrats, say they vote don't count. So why would you claim a side? Because they were like, if I would vote, I would vote for the Democratic Party. So that kind of defines you as a Democrat. And I do get that. But when you learn that the Jim Crow administration is funded up under that don't make you want to change your mind at all. That what kills me. That what really, really like that you don't want to change your mind at all. Not at all. Just maybe a little bit. Somewhat. Okay. But then you got these bad cases, these harmful cases that's going down, these high crimes going down, these high rent that's going up in places that are poor, that are super, super poor, and y'all wonder why. Everybody can't get $1. Can't nobody get 50 cents. Okay. I get it. I feel it. But then we asked my community to go vote. Hey man, go vote, man. I'm gonna need y'all to go vote because they trying to take over. They trying to do this. They trying to do that. The government trying to do this. The government trying to do that. When you try to explain to somebody this is what is going on, they don't want to hear you. They don't want to. They don't want to mess with you. But then when they read about it, this is what's crazy. When most people read about it, then they want to hit me up like, "Man, did you see this? Man, I've been discussed that. I've been talked about it. Been broke it down."
NYPD unveiled
Look
a
at this.
robot that looked like it was straight out of a Pixar movie in the hopes it would help keep law and order in the subway.
Well, that was just in September. But now, as Fox Eye's Richard G. Covas shows us, the Nightscope K5 is being put on pause.
It was just 4 months ago when Mayor Eric Adams boasted about his newest Crime Stopper.
We're taking existing technology, cameras, being able to communicate with people, and we're placing it on wheels.
The Nightscope K5 robot, once meant to patrol the busiest transit stop in the subway system, 42nd Street, is now no longer deployed in transit, according to the NYPD. In fact, K5 now sits behind an abandoned storefront while strap hangers stop to snap photos of the now former robotic cop.
Like where that power cord is, it was always parked there. It was out. I've never seen it move.
I've just seen it standing over there, but I've never seen it rolling.
K5 weighs in at 400 pounds, is equipped with 4 cameras that allows it to send back live video without audio to the police department that patrols the subway station's mezzanine level. But what exactly did it do while it was out patrolling? Riders say they don't really know.
It's a joke. It's a Roomba. I mean, I'm unclear what its purpose was.
There have been some concerns raised over privacy with K5. Last summer, the Legal Aid Society called for investigations into the NYPD's use of surveillance technology. They tell us tonight they're happy to see K5 behind glass.
There is a local law called the Post Act that requires the NYPD to be transparent and tell the community about new surveillance technologies that it acquires and open for a comment period before it actually acquires those technologies. The NYPD didn't do that in this case.
I'd like to see it in action. That would be cool.
The mayor's office tells us tonight that K5 is not retired, nor is it abandoned. It's just sitting here waiting for its next deployment, taking a load off. Where that will be, no one knows yet. But here in the 42nd Street subway station, K5 was only supposed to be here from the beginning of October through the beginning of December before going to its next deployment. The pilot program ends on March 31st. We're in Times Square. Richard Giacobbe, Fox 5 News.
This game, you're not ready.
Wasted taxpayers' money. Wasted taxpayers' money. Period. Point blank, bros. Period. Point blank. That's all I want to say to that. Wasted taxpayers' money. When you waste taxpayers' money, that is exactly what you get. Robot. Then they're going to put a robot up and I say, y'all can look at it. Don't waste taxpayers' money with stuff like that. Did anybody vote on that? Probably not. Y'all probably did. Didn't even know what y'all was voting on. That's another thing. We all have to stop politicians for doing is putting up bills and laws and stuff that we do not understand and have us vote for nonsense. Whoever tricked us into doing that, we need to stick together and stop that together. For real. Man, I got 2 weird ass stories that I want to do real quick. I don't know how to. Well, Governor Newsom says he's gonna. Targets. Yeah, I guess we're gonna talk about Target, man. This is crazy.
We're not sure. He didn't specify which location he was in at the point, but according to him, this employee laid all the blame for retail theft at the feet of the governor himself.
Are you blaming the governor?
A Target employee placing blame squarely on Governor Gavin Newsom's doorstep, according to the state's leader, after he says a shoplifter took off without paying.
And I was like, why am I spending $380? Everyone can walk the hell right out.
Newsom sharing the storytelling sidebar during a Proposition 1 virtual press conference, including mayors from across the state.
And then I said, well, why didn't you stop him? She goes, oh, the governor. I swear to God, true story. On my mom's grave. The governor lowered the threshold. There's no accountability. I said, it's just not true.
The threshold in question, $950, passed by Proposition 47 voters in 2014, raising the felony charge for retail thefts up from $400.
We're sick of this stuff and tell thieves that, knock it off, especially here.
Sergeant Tamar Gandhi, a spokesperson for the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, says in what he characterizes as decriminalizing shoplifting as one of the main reasons for more retail crime. And to be clear, law enforcement, including Sacramento Sheriff's deputies, have and can still arrest.
The governor of California wants you to stop people that got guns and knives and hammers and stuff, and you one man versus 6 or 7 people. Hey, some people have done that in other states and got fired. Literally fired. So you want them to do what? Okay.
As thieves on misdemeanor charges.
But ultimately, this has to go back to the voters.
In the 2023.
Ooh, ultimately have to go back to the voters. That's you. That's everybody that watched this show. That is you. When stuff goes down this and you want something done, it goes back to you. When they lied to you and told you that we locking up all these black people because all these black people were innocent, they lied. They was locking up criminals. Now criminals done got smart. Now they doing organized crime and y'all still don't care. Give it to the man. And y'all think, and anybody really thinks it's going to make prices cheaper. Ah, man, we was giving it to the man. You're damn right it's going to make it cheaper. Okay. All right. I feel it. I feel it. Ooh-wee.
Survey, the National Retail Federation ranked Sacramento the 7th worst city in the country.
Come on, look at this. Look at that big ass truck. That big people taking. I feel what Gavin Newsom, what they're asking. Man, why am I up here trying to pay for all this stuff that I'm up here paying for? Why I'm not going into these stores just taking it just like everybody else? Why do I gotta pay for it? Why do I got to pay for it out of my taxpayer money because I got to replace that stuff? Because that's what they're going to do. Is jack up the prices even higher for when I do want to buy something. Yeah, I just want to take a deep breath and sometimes just like, man, why has it got to be? So I got to find a way to make it easier for me to purchase things because I know it's going to be harder. Period. Point blank. That's already in the back of people's mind. I got to find a way to make things easier for me because it's already going to be hard.
Crimes, Los Angeles and Bay Area cities Oakland and San Francisco top the list. But after public bouts with Target, Walgreens, and the California Retailers Association, Gandhi tells Fox 40 the stores are now open to shared security.
They do want to work a lot more with us. They do want to work hand in hand. They've met with us behind the scenes. We've done operations in a lot of these stores recently that are combating retail theft.
And legislators are listening too, attempting to strengthen sentencing for serial shoplifters. Assembly Bill 1772 requiring at least 6 months of jail time for thieves with repeat convictions.
6 months ain't shit. 6 months ain't shit. You need to give them some years. At least give him 5-6 years, man. I don't give a damn. Give him 5 to 6. These people are organized crime. They did it again. You want to give them 3 months. Actually,
Can't just walk in to Target, steal $950, then go to Walmart, steal $950. There's got to be some cumulative effect. There's got to be some legislation to address that.
what do you think? Why don't you put out an idea, pointing people in a direction, just like I did, 5 to 6 years, pointing people in a direction. When y'all go out and vote, when you go out there and suggest how many years they should get, 5 to 6 years. Three to 4 times doing it, 10 years. Strong.
So back in October of last year, the governor did approve about $260 million in state grant money to go out to local law enforcement agencies across the state in order to combat retail theft. Now, Amar Gandhi there with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office tells me they received just over $9 million, which they've utilized to go towards beefing up their investigative unit that investigates retail crimes, and they've done coordinated more operations at larger retailers, which have led to more arrests. Nikki.
Cade is alive. You took my son?
We gotta get that baby back.
A school bus full of second.
That's crazy.
Well, there's a lot of excitement today here at the Westgate Superbook, as just minutes ago, all the props for the Super Bowl were appearing in a big screen behind us.
That's crazy. Sorry about that. We are gonna just, I don't know what we're gonna do, y'all. For real, for real. Because I think my suggestion, even though y'all would probably think that that's a crazy suggestion, I think it's a normal suggestion. I think it's something that we need to do. I don't care how I know it seems very well unjustable, but I do believe it's what we need to do. We got to be hard. We got to be strict. We got to pick up all the bullshit. I'm telling you, dog, I'm just figuring out, like, I really just don't want to pay taxes for dumb ass stuff. I don't. Okay. Just to think about things that are out here. And I understand y'all probably, man, you're going to pay for them anyway. But yes, but I have a chance. At least I'm trying to vote to stop things that I don't pay. If I lose, at least I know I tried. I fought somewhat of a fight to try to reserve what I felt is freedom. What I felt I don't want to pay taxes on. And that is like the main thing, bros. We can just find a way to put our taxes instead that we feel is necessary. NBC host drops F-bomb on a hot mic. I wonder who did this, y'all. I wonder who did this. We got to see.
President, but I can.
Nope.
3 brave Americans killed. The horrifying attack conducted by Iran-backed militants at a time when Americans need leadership. The Biden administration is choosing to stay pretty tight-lipped, although maybe leaking behind the scenes on how it might respond. Listen here.
I'm not going to telegraph what we might do in this instance or get ahead of the president, but I can again tell you that, as the president said yesterday, we will respond, and that response could be multi-leveled, come in stages, and be sustained over time.
Here to respond.
Where Black Lives Matter at this situation with these 3 black people that died for our country, that was fighting for our country? I don't see them nowhere. I don't see the protests nowhere. I don't see the outrage at Joe Biden nowhere. I don't see the marching of the streets nowhere. Y'all should be vandalizing military bases. You should be 1 million people out there marching, all black, dressed in black, and military black, moving in black, going to these government facilities, turning it down, talking about we need justification, Joe. Joe? Why we not seeing it, y'all? If this was Trump in office, you know how everybody love doing a reverse. So here I go doing a reverse too. If this was Trump in office, and this happened to Trump, and them 3, Black Lives Matter been rioting the streets if Trump didn't do nothing. ASAP Rocky. He would have had to did something 8 days ago. He would have had to do something before these 3 people died. But I understand y'all don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about this. People don't want to, I don't care. Okay, I care. Care because those American soldiers. I didn't care what their color is. When I found out their color, you know, it's how I didn't go to the president. I went to Black Lives Matter.
Come in stages and be sustained over time.
Here to respond, former Marine bomb tech Joey Jones, of course, a Fox News contributor and one of our dearest friends. John Kirby, White House spokesperson, said this yesterday.
We are not looking for a war with Iran. We are not looking to escalate the tensions any more than they already have been escalating. In fact, everything we've done has been designed to try to de-escalate those tensions.
And then please, just for a moment more, listen to Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary, on what she thought the troops were doing there.
Our deepest condolences go out, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families who lost three folks who are military folks who are brave.
Who? What? Huh? What? Who? What? Huh? What? Who? What? Huh? What?
Our deepest condolences go out, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families who lost three folks who are military folks who are brave, who are always fighting, who are fighting on behalf.
She was just emotional, right? She was just too emotional to gather her words because of what happened to those fallen soldiers. She couldn't gather the words because it was just tyranny building up. Something like that, saying those words, meaning that, defining that, why she couldn't get out of those 3 people dying, sacrificing themselves, being in the places where they were at, but they were U.S. soldiers across seas. That's what I'm talking about. But y'all love her looking at the Democratic Party fumble the ball, and y'all still gonna go out there and vote for him because you can't stand looking at Trump. That's why people are telling y'all stay at home.
Of this administration, of the American people, obviously more importantly, we lost those souls.
Joey Jones, your reaction to all this as we get your take, and we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, on maybe a less serious note, I think my 4-year-old daughter could describe 3 heroes
more easily than Kareem Jean-Pierre there. I don't know how you struggle to simply say these are three heroes that shouldn't have died, and the fact they died means they died defending our country. I think what troubles me most about this is that precedent does matter. And as much as people may want to say, or maybe the administration may want to say, that all the criticism going back to Afghanistan and withdrawal was partisan in some way, we sit here now and we see that Iran knows they can kill at least 13 service members without any type of retaliation, because that's the precedent this administration has set. Their only retaliation was to kill, I believe, 10 civilians because they had bad intel and acted too quickly without any type of plan. My struggle here is that I hear John Kirby say we don't want to escalate. In fact, we want to de-escalate. And I don't know what part of sitting and waiting for 160 strikes since last October is a de-escalation. I don't know what part of doing the same thing over and over again and not getting the return you're looking for doesn't change your strategy. And then you have war hawks like Lindsey Graham or Tom Cotton who say, hey, bomb Iran right now. Well, I look back at the last 6 or 7, 8 presidents who haven't been able to solve the Iran problem, and I feel like there must be more there than simply dropping a couple of bombs there. And really what I do is I hope that we can just get through this current president's administration and get someone new in office that can have a coherent strategy. Right now, my honest to God opinion is that our military is entirely too discombobulated to feel like they can mount a strike that would de-escalate. And that's a terrible place to be in.
Sergeant Kennedy Sanders was one of those who was killed in this attack, and her parents were on Fox and Friends this morning. Listen here.
However, the President of the United States decides to respond, it won't change our situation at all. So we just choose to move forward and continue to pray for those who are still there. Whatever is decided, I trust that it'll be a good decision that keeps everyone in the safest position possible.
In the best interest of the United States.
One of the things that happened yesterday as well is that Joy Reid over at MSNBC had a little bit of a hot mic moment. This is what she said.
Over the weekend, President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another war.
So that was her.
She said start another fucking war. Let me hear that one more time.
Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another war.
So that was her talking about it, starting another war. One of the things Mike Pompeo said yesterday is that however we want to think about this, Iran is at war with us. Do you agree with that?
How are we starting a war if we've been attacked 160 times and we finally choose to retaliate?
Even Democratic Party people are starting to say it out loud. I paused because I wanted to make sure I said this correctly before I just got into a long rant. But Democratic people are saying things out loud. That now Joyce Reese, where's she at? That's who just dropped that F-bomb, this lady right here. But they're starting to say it out loud themselves. How more loudly and proudly do we need to put it out or document to you that this administration is weird, it's funky, and it's not holding it? How many blunts and dabs do I need to smoke with y'all to let y'all know that, man, I do this for free. I do this for the love. You know what I'm saying? One day I will get a very small paycheck, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a paycheck for doing a hobby. Something I appreciate doing is sitting up here and discussing with y'all and pointing out facts and seeing this stuff. Because I wouldn't see this stuff if I didn't sit up here and go over these videos with y'all. Because other than that, I've been watching comic books. I promise you. I sit up all day and watch comic books. I'm a comic book nerd. Until I want to smoke some weed, I want to go live. I get into my politics. I learn me something. I learn on camera. I record it, and we get to put it out here. But everybody's talking about how the Democratic Party is a fucked up ass party. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. First of all, let me get it off of her. I just don't want to. I don't know. Let me find me a picture to put this on. Okay. Halfway through the show, y'all gotta take a sponsor break real quick. Gotta give it up for the sponsor. Oops. So give it up to the sponsor, man. Simple Fresh, sleepwear.com. Go check it out. This code right here really does work. It's adult world. It's for adults. If any adults out there know anybody that's lonely, that needs a friend, that needs a toy, that needs whatever, we got it right here. Right here. We do have it. Go check this out. Sleepwearfresh.com. And to give you a small example of the things they got, I did make this little commercial ad for you. Let's get into it.
My boy's accent, another fire track. I'ma go ham, we gon' get that bag back. Every morning 8 a.m. you bet I'm hitting the squats. So the gram look pretty with my ass on the yacht. All my bitches independent, they be making a lot. Whole crew getting litty off a couple of bops. But if I gotta chase a check, then I'm not nice. If I gotta send a threat, shoot the shot twice. And if the contract shit won't sign it, bitch, I won't sign it. If I gotta kill a hoe, I'm like Rambo. Eating all these bitches up like we in Nando's. But I keep his endo, smoke a Palo Santo. Swerving my kawaii little Prius, fuck a Lambo. And if you gotta throw shade, cause I'm too hot, don't forget the lemonade, number 2 scotch. Every single second looking brighter on my wristwatch. Like we at the tip top, but this is just a quick stop. I'm a dumb, don't forget, hand me the cash, don't do checks. In my zone, I'm a flex, pass me the gas.
Yeah. All that stuff, I promise, ladies and gentlemen, you can find on the website if anything that you're interested in. We got dials, we got toys, we got lingerie, we got bongs. All of that stuff is on the website. Please go check it out. Please leave a comment where you came from, where you found the show, how you found the show. I highly appreciate it. Don't be shy. It's not like we gonna go spy on you. It's the truth. I'm just trying to help out a family member of mine. We got a website. It's legit. So go check it out. Ladies, gentlemen, anybody that's interested, I highly appreciate it. All right. The second half of this, y'all, I wanted to get into this one specific story because it was just alarming, and we're already talking about it, how everybody's saying things out loud. The Democratic Party people are saying things out loud. So out loud, we found this person who, I guess you can call him a snitch. I'm calling him a snitch because he's going to say the loud part out loud in an interview. And yeah. It's what the stuff that you need to hear. You need to hear stuff like this. Okay. The second half of the show, now this is really get very interesting to you. I got blood ready for y'all because it's really get deep. I want y'all for real get your bloods, sit back because this is like part of a special episode. And plus, I gotta hurry up and take a commercial break. All right, y'all. Democrats got a snitch in a party. He got caught on an interview, dog. This is the exclusive. It's going down. I'm even finna put this on the big screen. Bump that. I want y'all to really hear this because dude did his thug thizzle. Make sure y'all see this very well. Okay. Yes, sir. Listen to this interview, y'all. Let me see. I want y'all to hear it all of what it is. I got 2 videos to go with this so we can do some more investigation and learn more about what's going on, who's who, and what is what, too. So let's go.
My question is, what are you doing on a meeting with James O'Keefe? What type of cybersecurity operation are you guys running over there?
We're running a good cybersecurity operation.
Well, obviously not. We're here in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital, with an individual who works at the White House Office of Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity office. He's covering his face, everyone. He's covering his face.
Hi, I'm James O'Keefe. It's Jim O'Keefe in disguise. It's James O'Keefe, the journalist. You can buy these cameras at omgundercover.com. We got cameras in watches, we got cameras in glasses, we got cameras in keys, we got cameras in cups. We have a camera here, we have a camera here, we have a camera on you right now. Disguise, not disguised. Disguised, not disguised. Support our work, buy our cameras, omgundercover.com. He laughed.
One question I have for you is, have you ever heard of James O'Keefe?
Videoing.
Have you ever heard of James O'Keefe?
Is that a painting?
James O'Keefe?
No.
The investigative reporter?
No.
So you work in cybersecurity for the White House.
I focus on cybersecurity and technically cyber intelligence. But no, I'm not a spy.
My question is, what are you doing on a meeting with James O'Keefe? So I'm an undercover investigative reporter.
Okay.
My name is James O'Keefe.
Yeah.
I'm doing an investigation.
But you didn't ever declare that you were with who you were with. Why are you doing an investigation? You didn't even know who I am.
Because you work for the White House.
Yeah. So.
In the Office of Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And how do you think it looks to the American people that working in the Office of Cybersecurity, you're sitting across the table with James O'Keefe?
Okay.
Founder of Project Veritas.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we do undercover investigations into people.
Right.
What does it look like to the American people that the cybersecurity specialist at the White House is sitting across from the founder of Project Veritas? What type of cybersecurity operation are you guys running over there?
We're running a good cybersecurity operation.
Well, obviously not, because you're meeting with me. Did you not do your research? I mean,
I didn't have your last name. I just had James, and that was your name.
I literally posted my photo on Tinder. How did you not recognize this? I mean, you work in security. You're responsible for protecting the networks of the security infrastructure, as you said. So when you say it's like security, like you're protecting
The networks of the federal agencies
You're
that you give all your information to.
that through commerce or
Everyone. Yeah.
So you're
commerce.
protecting the networks.
Yes.
and you're literally meeting with the guy who literally is undercover. What is this clown show you guys running over at the White House?
It's not a clown show. We're doing really great work on behalf of the American people.
If this is the cybersecurity that you guys are running, how can the American people trust that you're going to keep their information secure?
The president is dedicated to keep.
You see how he's asking these questions. Now imagine how the questions went before he exposing himself. We're seeing the expose. We're not even seeing the part where he was asking deep information questions where he was probably letting the goose out the bag.
Keeping the American public's data and information secure. Like we have the Executive Order 14028. We're working with federal agencies across the government to implement all of these security protocols, which have never been done before. Like this is a great step forward in cybersecurity.
But you work in cybersecurity,
yeah,
and you're
but I don't know who you are. Like that's fine. Yeah.
You have Hunter Veritas is.
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good that you're out there talking about Biden, talking about the White House.
I mean, all of this is my personal opinion. I don't know anything for real. Like, I'm not a political appointee.
Well, do you in fact work for cybersecurity?
Yes.
Do you in fact work with the White House?
Yes.
Okay, so that's real. So it doesn't look good. I mean, what do you think Joe Biden and his staff are going to say? What do you think they're going to think when they hear that?
What do y'all think? How do you feel? What do you think that a person that's taking that guy right there sitting with his back against the wall take care of your personal information? I don't think nobody is comprehending how deep that guy's position goes to be sitting at a table with a guy who's a private investigator who investigate people, and then you up there spilling your business and things about national security that goes on. How safe do you feel about your things? About your social security, about your money, about your finances, about your equity, your stocks, your 401k, all that personal information that guys hold on. And he's out there dating people on Tinder and going on dates and talking about specific things that we ain't even got into yet, that he probably ain't even talking about. I probably got to go to the other video to see the actual interview before he started exposing himself. That's what we need to see. That's why I probably should have led off this information with, this conversation with, before I even got into this video. Yeah, I've probably been highly intrigued. Like, oh man, I would be pissed off to know, and I am kind of a little upset to know that a person that's in charge of my information is sitting on Tinder trying to get his thing wet, spilling out information that's probably supposed to be secret. Like you said, it's his opinion, but you stay in a high position and all of a sudden now you don't know truly nothing, but your position is very top secret. Okay, let's keep going.
Someone such as yourself, and you said that you are not a very low-level person, so you're pretty high up in the government.
Yeah, I'm fairly high up. I mean, I'm a career employee, but I'm not a political appointee. I'm not a manager.
I understand.
I am not a senior level.
What do you think people are going to say there when they find out that you're out there blabbing in a restaurant about the president, Kamala Harris?
But he's definitely slowing down. These are my personal opinions. I am entitled to my own personal opinions.
You absolutely are. You 100% are.
And that's all I was sharing with you. I've had a meeting with Michelle Obama.
They say it privately?
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
And the American people will hear those opinions.
Why did the American people hear what I'm thinking?
Because the American people have a right to know what happens in their government.
They do. I agree with you. Yes.
They have a right to know as you said, what happens in their government.
I'm just telling you what I've heard. Like,
And why they won't remove Kamala Harris. Probably.
and same thing
Well,
with
why
Kamala
not?
Harris. Is she's not popular, but you can't remove the first black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. Like,
I
what
see.
kind of message are you going to send to like all the African American voters?
What?
I don't know that. I'm guessing. I have no idea. I don't have any official word. This is water cooler rumor mill chat. Like every.
And how could that? Okay.
Thanks for saying.
We're here in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital.
Cause he know he spilled some beans. He said some stuff that he wasn't supposed to say. We all know he went across that line that he wasn't supposed to cross, and now he wants to go for the run. He wants to go for the run, y'all.
With an individual who works at the White House Office of Cybersecurity, and he's running away from me because he's been caught on a hidden camera here. How can they trust the Biden administration with security? This is a clown show. Cybersecurity office. He's covering his face, everyone. He's covering his face. The question for the American people want to know is, how can we trust the Biden administration and the federal government, for that matter, with securing networks, which is your job, when you're literally in a meeting with James O'Keefe? You're not a dumb guy. You go to the Kennedy School. You went to Georgetown.
Are you familiar with the Kennedy School at all?
Harvard? What about it?
Yes, I'm in the executive education program there. I essentially started at Georgetown, and I applied at State, and I went to Georgetown for my master's.
You're not a very low-level employee. What are you doing?
What are you doing here today?
Are you texting Biden for your boss? As he was happy to discuss all of his opinions, all of these facts regarding his job, regarding the election, regarding Joe Biden, but rendered mute here in the nation's capital, not willing to say another word after being told that he was on a meeting with James O'Keefe, talking about protecting the nation's network security, talking about Kamala Harris, talking about Joe Biden's cognitive abilities, and now he's furiously texting somebody.
Dog, this got to be humiliating. That's got to be. I want to go to the actual. I want to go to his actual page. I think I tripped.
What are you doing? High up in the government.
Yeah, I'm fairly high up. I'm good at keeping secrets, and so I manage 2 federal agencies, the State Department and USAID.
So when you say it's like security, like you're protecting
The networks of the federal agencies
You're
that you give all your information to.
the
I need a
mission
coder.
is to protect.
Right, yes.
So this is the actual interview. And so we've seen the end part after he exposed himself. So now we get to see how openly he was to just tell us all the secrets, to spill all the beans. Let's see how open he was.
I work at the White House.
So you're pretty high up in the government.
Yeah, I'm fairly high up. I'm good at keeping secrets, and so I manage 2 federal agencies, the State Department and USAID.
So when you say it's like security, like you're protecting
The networks of the federal agencies
You're
that you give all your information to.
the
I need a
mission
coder.
is to protect
Yes.
information.
And we are like the president's voice when we go into meetings in terms of discussing and promoting the president's priorities.
Is he going to be the nominee?
Yes. And she will be the vice president nominee.
Yeah, I don't.
There was a debate about removing her from the ticket, but sadly they didn't. She can't keep black staff. They quit on her in mass.
But with him, I mean, he's got dementia.
Yeah, well, he's definitely slowing down.
Well, they know that he has those issues.
I think so.
But they're not
I mean,
willing
the
to say
polling
it.
shows it. And,
They're not willing to say it
correct.
publicly.
And same thing
But
with
why
Kamala
not?
Harris. Is she's not popular, but you can't remove the first black lady.
So did he actually truly admit that Joe Biden has dementia? I mean, we would like to say there's a lot of people that want to say that he's gonna die if he stays up the next 4 years. So in the next 4 years, if he doesn't, you should be, which is crazy. I'm not up here to predict nobody's death. I definitely not. But that is so many people prediction. He just admitted that he had dementia.
To be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. Like, what kind of message are you going to send to, like, all the African-American voter? How would you spin that? People would be like, what the fuck? Like she's a woman and she's multiracial. I think that they're really concerned about this.
But they won't say it. Well, I guess if they say it publicly,
Correct.
that Biden
They can't say it
is they can't say it publicly.
No, they got to
Do
toe
they
the
say it
line.
privately? But they won't say it publicly.
Correct.
That Biden
They can't say it
is they can't say it publicly.
No, they got to
Do
toe
they say
the
it
line.
privately? I mean,
I'm just telling you what I've heard. Like,
You're just telling me the truth.
Does it make sense? No, but that's what I've heard.
I'm-
I've had a meeting with Michelle Obama at one point when I was an intern, and someone asked her, will you ever run for office? And she said no, emphatically.
Really?
I've seen all the shit my husband has had to go through, and that does not interest me. People would be like, well, I don't think we should have to get the vaccine. And I'm like, it's like, you're not going to get the vaccine, and then you're going to go expose my family in the hospital
Exactly.
to your vaccinated COVID. Like,
So you work in cybersecurity for the White House, and my question is, what are you doing on a meeting with James O'Keefe? What type of cybersecurity operation are you guys running over there?
we're running a good cybersecurity operation.
Well, obviously not.
Man. Oh yeah, we got more. I want to hear
Harvard? What about it?
Yes, I'm in the executive education program there at the campus.
Really?
Yeah, so I got a job at State Department.
The State
It's like I essentially started at Georgetown and I applied at State. I went to
Hey, bro, did he just put all that boy credentials up there?
State Department.
The State
It's like I essentially started at Georgetown.
He just put all that boy credentials up there. Huh. So you see what that's man, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, this man is like he said, he's important of some things. He may not be high up, he may not be no manager, he may not be no supervisor, but my ninja, you're high up to understand that your job is very important. And you cannot be talking to anybody about probably what you do. You probably signed on some doggone piece of paper. I guarantee you signed on some piece of paper. But you out here wanting to get your little Peter Packer pack of pickles. And you on Tinder. Because that's how they met on Tinder. Dude went after him, probably specifically on Tinder because he knew his job credentials to expose him. That's why he said, why are you sitting at a doggone interview with this man? You woo-wee.
And I applied at State. I went to Georgetown for my master's, where I studied when I joined the security studies program in the School of Foreign Service. So when I was there, I focused on like cybersecurity and technically cyber intelligence. So like the espionage and the spy game that cyber intelligence
You really are
play
James
against
Bond,
each other.
aren't you?
So he went to school. He took these classes on cyber threats, So you supposed to be making sure that other countries is not fucking with us, or nobody here is threatening us and stuff like that. So you have expertise in this field. You have expertise in internet and the black market and how people are reaching it and people are hacking it. You have ways to look into this.
I know. My grandmother likes to be like, he's a spy, he's a spy. And my parents are like, you can't say that. Don't tell people. Don't say that.
Don't say that you're a spy.
That makes you like a target. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean,
but no, I'm not a spy. I work at the White House. So I do oversight and management, and so my job is to help oversee like responses to cyber incidents and cybersecurity problems. And so I manage 2 federal agencies, the State Department and USAID. So I like
Now he looked this nigga up on LinkedIn. Now he put his LinkedIn, he put his LinkedIn profile up, people. We have his LinkedIn profile. Okay. Love it.
have recurring meetings with them where we talk about goals and we talk about the president's priorities and like how are they coming on certain executive order deliverables and like all of this kind of stuff.
Charlie says he's responsible for protecting the networks of the federal agencies. So when you say it's like security, like you're protecting
the networks of the federal agencies that you give all your information to.
That through commerce or
everyone, yeah.
So you're
commerce.
Protecting the networks.
Yes. And I'm not like sitting there coding.
Yeah.
I'm meeting with like the senior level decision makers and we're talking about problems.
You're doing it at senior level.
Yeah.
The mission is to protect information. That's very impressive.
Thanks.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool, Mr. James Bond. Charlie Krager, who works in the executive office of the White House, says he's the president's voice, and his mission is to protect networks, promote the president's priorities, work with the Security Council and other parts of the White House.
We are like the president's voice when we go into meetings in terms of discussing and promoting the president's priorities. And like,
so you're like the enforcer?
Kind of, yeah. And the State Department people are more difficult, high maintenance.
Why is that?
They call me demanding.
Why are they more high maintenance than the State Department?
Because the State Department has a big ego. So tell me about you. So you went to Rutgers.
Yeah, I went to Rutgers.
And what did you major in?
Well, I majored in journalism, and I designed brochures and pamphlets. I was very, very good at it. I'm probably one of the best there is. And I'm also very good at sales.
Why do you think you're one of the best there is?
20 years of experience.
Oh, okay.
But what I do is not as interesting as what you do.
That's okay.
What you do is a movie, I guess, or something. Charlie Krager, who works in the executive office of the White House, makes his politics crystal clear.
And I had several dates where people would be like, well, I don't think we should have to get the vaccine. And I'm like, you're not going to get the vaccine, and then you're going to go expose my family in the hospital to your vaccinated COVID. Like, fuck you.
Charlie Krager, who works in the executive office of the White House, got to talking about President Joe Biden. I told him I love everything that Joe Biden does, but asked Charlie about Biden's mental fitness. I love everything that Biden is doing. I love his policies. Just witnessing it, just looks, it's a bad look. I mean, he struggles to talk.
Yes. He's no Barack Obama.
Is he going to be the nominee?
Yes. And she will be the vice president nominee.
Yeah, I don't.
There was a debate about removing her from the ticket, but sadly they didn't.
I agree with everything Biden is doing. It's just his cognitive ability. Like, I have a grandfather who's 91.
Okay.
And Joe Biden is worse than my grandfather who has dementia.
Yeah.
He's sort of walking like this, and he's sort of like, and I think that voters are going to look at that, and it's going to.
I'm gonna just take a quick pause off of this because to get exposed the way this man is being exposed make you wonder how easy it is and take a leap. Everybody out here, you only got until November. If there is a position, a job of high ranking that you were trying to go for, that you thought that you couldn't reach because of some reason, I think you need to go hurry up and try for it, really try to go for that position, because we have some people that's in positions that are really, 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 really not able to do their job to the best of their abilities. And I feel like yes, when you do have a title, when there is a title that's to your name, you need to be able to talk about it. And that's just my opinion. I think you need to be able to discuss these things, or you will lose us. And I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what a lot of people are doing. It's definitely getting lost in the sauce. And what I mean by getting lost in the sauce is just always having this one-sided mind of thinking of how we're going to come out of the situation. And now, yet again, let me go back. Now that we are exposing people to the truth and what's really going on, are y'all going to really change your minds? Are y'all really going to change your mind? That's what I really want to know. What is up here? What is willing to change your mind on a situation? Because y'all see it just as well as anybody else. Y'all see it just as well as I see it. And y'all can't, you can't hide from it. You can't hide from it so much that you got the voice of Peter Griffin, Stephen A. Smith, Bill Murray, and no, I do not know the old guy, but you got these guys sitting at a table having a political discussion, and I can imagine that they're going to bring some of these same subjects up to par. And what are we going to say? You know, these are democratical people. You know, they feel like there are problems. I wonder if they're going to discuss the problems. I wonder if they're going to bring up you know who, as Whoopi Goldberg likes to say. Let's see. I don't know. I heard it was a good conversation up in here. I did not skim through to look for the juicy part of the topic. I don't do that. I like to go in here and see how much I can listen to and get away with it before I get in trouble. Let's go.
Hi, CNN. Here's our panel. He hosts ESPN's First Take and the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast. Adam Schiff. He's going to be the senator from California. Okay. All right, here's what people want to know. What are the panel's thoughts on the jury awarding, this happened just before we went on the air, the jury awarding E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million in damages in her suit against Donald Trump. Donald Trump, what do we think? Not good, right?
This was the suit that he got threatened to be thrown out of several times, right?
Right.
Like, how toxic do you have to be where you're too rude to be on trial for sexual assault?
Right.
I think it's true justice. The only thing he cares about is himself and money, and going after the money is a way to bring about some real justice.
Do you think he did it?
Yes, I do.
You do? You think he raped her in Bergdorf Goodman?
Because you know he's not guilty of rape, ladies and gentlemen. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
You think he raped her in Bergdorf Goodman?
I have no idea. Here's what I will tell you. It means absolutely nothing. Doesn't mean a damn thing.
Right.
And I get tired of people trying to act like it. First of all, the man is running for president of the United States, and part of the reason he's running for it is because he's getting those campaign dollars so he can pick up the money to pay for his legal bills. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to lose any money. Secondly, it ain't going to be $83.3 million. He'll appeal it. It'll get knocked down. And I'm just getting tired of seeing so much stuff targeted in his direction, but somehow, some way, he still survives. I mean, we're talking about a situation where he's still going to be the GOP nominee. He's still going to be running for president. You're President Biden. That's the individual that you're going to have to beat. 4 indictments, 91 counts. They ain't even bringing up the bankruptcies, ain't even bringing up this particular issue with this civil case. And somehow, some way, he puts cats to shame because he clearly has more than 9 lives. I mean, come on.
You know why? Because there's no guilty behind none of those allegations that he's been accused of. Yeah, he got to pay some money, but he's not guilty of rape. He's not guilty of January 6th. He's not guilty of saying apprenticing his cribs. I don't know the proper word, but trying to get more money for his property than he's supposed to. Just not happening.
You bring up the most perfect disparity between these two people. It's like he cares about himself, he cares about money, and you have Joe Biden, who put forth the Inflation Reduction Act, which contains climate provisions that are going to probably bear fruit long after he's gone. Long after he's gone.
Absolutely.
What does he have to gain by that? Nothing, except, God forbid I use the word altruism.
Yeah, well, you know, look, I don't share your pessimism about this or your pessimism about the general election. The reason why Joe Biden is going to beat Donald Trump is because at the end of the day, America is going to want a president who is a decent human being, who doesn't shit on other people, who has some interest in the American people, some interest in something beyond himself. I think at the end of the day, people are going to reject this bigoted, divisive figure. They're not going to want to put the country through 4 years of that.
They have every time except that one time. No, really. I mean, he really lost every election except the 2016. And that, of course, he didn't really win that one either. I mean, he's not the popular vote.
Right.
And I also, you know, I don't know whether he did it, but I don't put anything past him. I also think Bergdorf should have better security.
Has there been any point in history in which, not to say it's a cult, but has there been any point in history in which the same candidate has been put forth 3 times in a row, 3 elections in a row by the same party?
3 elections, that's a great question.
3 elections in a row.
It could have happened with, who's the guy?
Teddy Roosevelt.
But I guess
Franklin Roosevelt won 4 elections in a row. So there you go.
Yeah, but you know, given the circumstances,
right?
What would the second? Well, there's always something going on in the country. You know? I mean, well, no, really, you can't do that. You can't be like, well, there's a war on. We have to stick with me. I mean, that doesn't work. It's a depression. Stick with me.
He lost the popular vote in both elections, but the bottom line is this: I respect the fact that you don't share my pessimism. I truly do. I understand where you're coming from. But I think that's part of the problem. I think the Democratic Party should share my pessimism. I think they should be on high alert. I think they need to treat him with the seriousness that it deserves, because you having a lot of faith in the American people. The man did get over 74 million votes. You've got people that are looking at Joe Biden. I'm not going to call him a cognitive mess or anything like that. That's very disrespectful. I would never speak about our president that way. But when you're 82 years of age, it's not offensive to say you're no longer a spring chicken and you don't seem to have the level of 5 and the energy that you once used to have. And so you take that into consideration. You can't ignore the fact that this man is a threat.
Oh, make no mistake. I take him as serious as a heart attack.
Okay.
I'm optimistic, but we're going to have to fight tooth and nail. And one of the biggest obstacles we're going to have to overcome is all the efforts to prevent people from voting.
Okay.
We're going to have to.
My thing that he's representing Joe Biden. He's on this show and he's speaking in his behalf. But yet again, this is a point where you lay out the foundations of what Joe has been doing for the last 3 years. This is where you drill it into people's heads. This is what we're working on. Now, you had a comic dude that made Family Guy bring up one solution that Joe Biden has done. But yet again, the rest of you gentlemen up here sitting on here is not trying to bring up nothing else that he has done. That's the problem. when anybody else bring up Trump, bro, they knocking down the walls of everything he's accomplishment. They trying to build another wall with the other accomplishments that he has done. That's the biggest difference that you see between these two gentlemen when it comes to who's a better candidate.
Turn out our people. We're going to have to work like never before. We're going to have to work like our democracy is on the line, because it damn well is.
Right.
I don't.
I hate that everybody's clapping. I know the applause thing is on to help them clap, but don't say Democrats use the word democracy, but you can't vote for who you truly want to vote for, because there's other people in the Democratic Party, and I'm always say that every time somebody bring that up. There's other people in the Democratic Party that wants to run, and you're not even allowed to do that. But you can do that in a Republican Party. They're not knocking you for voting who you want to vote for. It's funny that the Republican Party is doing it the right way, and the Democratic Party is not. It's funny. It's really kind of funny.
So I take this as serious as all of that.
I'll just interject one thing into this discussion about Trump that we've been having all night. It was a question I was going to ask you. We ran out of time.
Sure.
The Atlantic put out an article last year, and it was called "Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense."
Right.
And talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA and just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay. That's why people vote for Trump. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible, but separating by sports by sex makes perfect sense. And if you think it doesn't, you can't leave the country.
But that's cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Okay. I'm just giving you the answer to the question you're asking all night long. Why do they vote for Donald Trump? It's not always because they like him. No, it's because stuff like that is kookier.
People,
and there's lots of.
It's kookier than trashing the Capitol. What the fuck?
Thinking.
Yes, letting girls and guys switch genitals as a kid is more kookier than January 6th all day long. I take a bunch of more January 6th than have a bunch of sexual active kids cutting off their things, trying to swap them like they're fucking Play-Doh heads.
I think, in a way, it is. How is it? It's apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. One is more evil. One is more horrible. But thinking that, I mean, what would happen if we combine the WNBA and the NBA?
No, please. LeBron would go from averaging 25 to averaging 70. Because half the team, I mean, you mix it up, and he'd hold the ball and create the mismatch and take advantage of it.
You're both right, and it's. I'm gonna tell you something. Like I when you donate to the Democratic Party, which I have, you get to do certain things, and I got to.
I didn't even get a thank you.
I got on a.
I gave him $1 million twice. I didn't get a.
I got on a
Can
Zoom.
I just say thank you?
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I got on a Zoom with Biden for like 10 minutes. Well, you can talk to Biden for 10 minutes alone. Like, okay, great, wow.
That was AI Biden. That was not Biden.
Yeah. Trust me, it wasn't AI Biden. But what I took away from that was that, oh, this guy is not the world's greatest public speaker, but I'm now getting why people like Lindsey Graham are defending him and saying, like, if you don't like Joe Biden, there's something wrong with you, which you can look it up. He did say, I'm paraphrasing because I've had 100 drinks, but but he did essentially say that, like, if you don't like Joe Biden as a person, there's something wrong with you. You need to look yourself in the mirror.
But there's a flip side, and here's the flip side. You can like Joe Biden, but hate Capitol Hill. As it has been for so many years. When you look at people, think about Trump. You ever watch Trump debate? This is why I was joking around and said I challenged him to a debate. What would I have to worry about? He doesn't say anything. He goes up against Democrats. It's going to be very, very good. It's going to be fabulous. But they watch. Wait and see. He hasn't said anything, right?
I'm glad he brought that part up, because this is why people liked Trump in the first place, because Trump went on stage and debated people with facts. Trump had you using Google and theories during a Trump debate, and you can't say you didn't sit up there and use Google. Like, is he telling the truth? You can't say that the speech that Dave Chappelle did on Saturday Night Live that he talked about the tax cut didn't shock the world. You can't say that. You can't say it.
And nobody on the Democratic side has, what is it? The pizzazz. I know you got the substance, but you've got a lot of people out there that are preoccupied with their own lives, and they want somebody that knows how to ingratiate
But that's what in debates is called a gish gallop.
Okay,
it's called a gish gallop.
I understand.
It's when you disseminate so much bullshit. You're like Biff in Back to the Future, getting fucking dumped on by the manure truck.
But does it work?
If you think Trump doesn't say anything during a debate, you should see.
Well, now you tell me.
If you don't think Donald Trump says anything during debate, you should watch Steve Garvey.
In a debate, you can't defend yourself against an onslaught of lies and bullshit. Where you
I
have
just
to
said
defend...
we're on CNN.
I'm on Fox. What's the difference?
I know, but we're not supposed to swear.
Really?
On CNN?
Yeah.
No. You're going to lose this gig for me. We got to go.
The stuff that they complain about is amazing. Amazing what they complain about and how they try to say that Trump is inconsistent and stuff like that. Are we dragging? Look like we dragging. Dragging? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna hold y'all. This is amazing. Democrats are complaining about the same things Republicans are complaining. So when Trump getting in office, you know why? Because everybody was complaining about the exact same thing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I appreciate it. Until next time. Bye-bye.